Let's go to Joshua in Clearfield on line 1. Joshua, you're on Heart of the Matter.
Hello, this is Joshua. You're a little bit time-lapse with me. I'm actually, one of my questions is, I'm actually not only working with people that don't know Christ, but also LDS people. My question is, when it's Luke 22:42, how they believe that, and being in anguish, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was like drops of blood falling for the ground, which they believe this is actually a part of the atonement.
Yeah.
Which we know he was just asking for that cup to be taken from him. In 1 Peter 3:24 it says, he himself bore our sins in his body on the tree.
Right.
So we might die to sins and live for righteousness. By his wounds you have been healed. Sorry, you caught me off guard. My question is, we all know it was on the cross that he paid for the sins that we forgiveness of our sins. But point being is, why would the LDS Church be willing to manipulate people to think that's where he paid for the atonement?
Well, we explain it in a number of ways, but the points you bring up are great. Now, let me just reemphasize for the audience. First of all, the Bible never speaks of atonement in the garden at all. All the suffering, everything is done on the cross, biblically speaking.
Amen.
So when it talks about this sweat, as it were, great drops of blood, Luke is the only gospel writer who includes that, by the way. But they say this is, like you've mentioned, indicative that that's where the suffering for sin took place, and then he gave his life, like any common criminal, on the cross. The reason they do that is because they are the authors of what we have termed Twistianity. They take every single aspect of classic biblical Christianity and they give a twist to it. So just this many twists, and pretty soon you've got a 180 of what the gospel of Jesus Christ is all about. So the cross is not enough to them. They've got to say it's the garden and then the cross, because what it says is, wow, our modern day revelation tells us what really happened. And they do it with the virgin birth. They do it with the ontology of God. They do it with every single, you bring up a biblical doctrine and I will show you where I'll try to show you where they have twisted that, and it's got their people just to go a little off course. So in the end of their lives, they're putting up banners of themselves and saying they just love Utah.
That's right. And if they want to disregard the words of Paul, let them go to Isaiah 53, and they'll say the same things. By his wounds we were healed.
Right, exactly.
That's right. So if you want to disregard what Paul has to say, go into the Old Testament. And if that ain't proving you wrong, you call it the one true church, there's some to question.
Yeah, very good. Hey, one more point on that.
All right.
Just for your the arrows in your quiver.
Okay.
They say that we know from the Gospels that an angel came and succored Jesus during the garden experience, because this is when Satan was tempting him to not do it, right?
I haven't really, I wouldn't know.
No, it is. It is. An angel did come, according to the Gospels, and did help Jesus in the garden experience.
Oh, the angels came and helped him, yes. Correct.
Yeah, right. Now, this is philosophically unsound for God, the Father, in LDS terms, to send an angel to help his Son through the atonement, when we know that on the cross, Jesus bore it all himself, in fact, to the point where he cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?
Amen.
So it's not philosophically sound that God is punishing Jesus there in the garden and then sending help to help him out with it. You get that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so use that against them too.
Okay, I got it. All right, I appreciate you, man. Christ Community wants you to come out and do your thing.
All right, man. God bless you.
All right, cool. Take care, man.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.